Before Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was even released, I got so many comments from people who were absolutely sure that Battle of Gods was going to be DLC in this game. Let me tell you right now, this is not Battle of Gods. You may see Beerus and Whis, but this ain't even close. A few days before this DLC came out, the game's producer confirmed that this DLC episode doesn't follow the story of the movie. It would rather have its own setting and focus on the battle gameplay, and that's exactly what we have here. There's barely a story. This DLC is all centered around the Beerus boss fight. Whis suddenly teleports Goku and Vegeta to the Beerus planet because Beerus was bored and needed someone strong to fight. That's the entire story. In Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, this is how Goku and Vegeta meet Whis and Beerus. They get teleported by force to this world, and Whis tells them he's gonna train them until they're strong enough to fight Beerus. Are you strong enough to fight Beerus? Make sure you're ready. Get your gear at kaiokenclothing.com, the sponsor of today's video. This is where you'll find t-shirts, hoodies, and a lot more from your favorite anime shows, including Dragon Ball Z. Get that Saiyan armor t-shirt, or the Warrior Gi hoodie, maybe even the Zeno version. Heck, we're already in non-canon territory, might as well go all out. Check out the Remix collection, which includes brand new takes on your favorite character's outfit, and all of these are made by Kaioken Clothing and are exclusive to their store. Once you decide on what you want to get, enter promo code Globku at checkout and you'll get 10% off your purchase. Shipping is free worldwide, so the price you see on screen is all that you pay, though if you want to get these items faster, you've also got the DHL Express option. Thank you Kaioken Clothing for sponsoring this video. Now, in preparation for this DLC, I actually didn't get any new clothes, but since Bandai had tweeted that Beerus was a level 250, I granted my characters up to max level. If you want to do the same, this should only take you a couple of hours. First, you max out your training community board, get that juicy 100% XP bonus, then go to Android 21 at Capsule Core and do the final training mission with Vegeta. Make sure you've got Goku and Gohan as your assists, and as soon as the fight starts, spam their beams and your Big Bang attack. The mission will give you an item called Mega Mass level 5. This further increases your XP, so make sure to drink that and rinse and repeat. Around level 150, I recommend switching over to Bonyu's mission. She gives you more XP, but unless you're killing her really fast, her fight can really drag on. And within a few hours, you'll have your characters maxed out and ready to fight Beerus. So off we go to Planet Beerus, and Whis is supposed to help you train for this fight. Whis has some training missions that give you a ton of XP, and the first mission starts at level 5. So this DLC was built so you could come to this planet every few levels and get a big boost of XP. The mission after that is level 25, so you can't just level up while on this planet. You'll still have to go back into the world and do the story and everything else. But honestly, getting this big boost of XP is probably gonna make the base game easier, and that game was already not hard to begin with. So I don't see how that's gonna make things more fun. On top of that, the XP on each mission is really good, but the fights are much faster on the Capsule Core training machine, which means this is still the best place to get XP and level up to fight Beerus. What you'll definitely want to do with Whis is the Limit Break missions. Whis gives you a set of missions that unlock transformations, but if you're like me, you've already beaten the game and you already have all the transformations, so instead, he'll give you some water. Neat. That is until you arrive at the final transformation, the Super Saiyan God. Now, once you obtain this transformation, that's when you get your first taste of the Beerus challenge. A level 100 Beerus boss fight will start that ends in a beautiful cutscene for both Goku and Vegeta. The downside is, these are the only 2 cutscenes built for this entire DLC episode. If you had any doubts left that this DLC had no story at all, then this should seal it right here. These cutscenes are gorgeous, and this is what Kakarot did best back at the base game, so I couldn't help but being a little bit disappointed by the fact that there's only these 2. Heck, even the Super Saiyan God transformation ritual is nothing but a slideshow. Just image after image with some dialogue, and they couldn't even bother to make an adult Videl model. They had to bring in future Trunks to perform the ritual. Other than that, it's just basic dialogue scenes, you know? Characters standing there, minimal animation, dialogue going through. And both Goku and Vegeta obtain Super Saiyan God through this ritual because, you know, it's not canon. Which is a really good way of saying that we've cut some corners on this DLC. I have no problem with stories not being canon, but that's clearly being used as an excuse here. Just say that it's a boss fight and that's it. It's not an episode. Or don't mislead people like that. That's really not cool. Now, after you get the Super Saiyan God, you unlock a side quest for Vegeta and another one for Goku. The Vegeta quest is basically a fetch quest. You gotta gather some ingredients to make a dish for Beerus, but you wake him up in the process, so you have a level 200 Beerus boss fight. He's getting stronger, watch out. The moves are the same, but he's stronger because he's a higher level. And then Goku's side quest is a fight against Super Saiyan God Vegeta. They both got the Super Saiyan God form, they want to test out their power. But then Beerus also wakes up and the two of them fight against the level 250 Beerus. Almost the final boss fight, but it's 2v1, so not quite yet. And the cool thing about this DLC is that from the very start, you can just walk up to Beerus and fight him at his full potential. A level 250 Beerus. And this boss fight is awesome. There aren't a lot of cinematic moments like the iconic boss fights during the base game, but this guy's moveset is very fun to fight against. However, some of his moves are also kinda hard to counter unless you have the new Super Saiyan God moves for both Goku and Vegeta. Goku gets the God Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha that you can aim, and if you hold down the button, the beam just keeps coming out until you're out of ki. And it's the perfect tool to delete those orbs of destruction, which are really hard to deal with. And the same goes for Vegeta's move, the God Heat Flash. This is just a normal beam, you can't direct this one, you can't hold down the button. Somehow I feel like Vegeta got the short end of the stick. But still, the beam is enough to delete those orbs as it stays on screen for quite a long time. Now, I'm gonna dunk on this DLC pretty damn hard during this video, but this boss fight was really good. And I love that you can just walk up to Beerus and try it at any time. It's by far the best challenge this game has to offer. But is that worth 10 bucks? Well, if you've bought the season pass, you've already spent the money, so why not try it? But if you're buying the DLC, the whole thing is really centered around the Beerus boss fight. You get a new transformation, the Super Saiyan God, and you can use it anywhere, but where are you going to use it? You only get it at level 100, and that's when you beat the game. There's no content left to use it on. The Whis missions aren't good, you get to fight him, but his level is too low to be a challenge. And the side missions are also super forgettable. The whole DLC hangs on this Beerus boss fight, and in my opinion, that's just not enough to be worth the money. But could the season pass as a whole be worth it? Well, the next DLC episode seems to be something like this one. Another boss battle episode. Probably Golden Frieza if you ask me. So whether the season pass will be worth it or not really depends on that last story arc, which at this point we have no idea what it is or how good it's gonna be, making it a very hard sell. This DLC took me in total 3 hours to beat, and there's nothing left for me here. And during these 3 hours, they sound like a lot, but at least 1 hour was spent farming blue orbs. Because this DLC gives you a new talent tree, and these talents are so expensive, I had to do some farming to unlock everything. And I wanted to unlock everything before the final boss fight, because I knew that once I beat Beerus, I'd be putting the game down. There's nothing else there. It's 10 bucks. For a Beerus boss fight. And I guess these two cutscenes that you've seen now. Maybe fighting Whis is fun if you get the DLC while playing through the base game. I do like one of his attack animations, it's really goofy stuff, but at the level I was, it was hard to enjoy. He was just dead too fast. And you might say that I shouldn't have grinded up to level 250, but yeah, I think I did the right thing. Because otherwise I would arrive at this Beerus planet and then do a couple of missions with Whis, and I guess I had to get out to go grind some more. Otherwise, I wouldn't be high enough level to fight Beerus. So the grind had to happen either way, and in the end, even if I didn't grind it, it's not like the DLC would have had more content. It's a slideshow of the Super Saiyan God ritual, a transformation for Goku and Vegeta, which you're only going to use in this boss fight, a cool cutscene for each one of them, very much worth it, a new move for each as well, and the Beerus boss fight, which is awesome, but hey, 10 bucks. It's your money, I won't tell you where to spend it, but I don't want to hear you complaining about the price of characters in fighting games if that's the case. My greatest hope is that the last DLC episode, the story episode, makes it all worth it. Because if it's good, then having this as a part of the season pass isn't bad at all. And before you ask, no, I don't recommend buying the season pass because we don't know what that final episode is. Once that final episode drops, if it's worth it, great! You buy the season pass and you can play all 3 things. But this one on its own, I just don't think the value is quite there for the price they're asking. Kaioken clothing is totally worth the price though. Go check them out, use code Globku at checkout for a 10% discount. And that, folks, is my opinion on the DLC, but I'd love to hear yours as well. If you've played it, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. A different opinion or perspective is always helpful to tell the whole story. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye.